Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new instant reaction video from the Sean Talks Movies podcast. My name is Sean Lewis and I am the host and all that stuff, and I'm here to do a new instant reaction. Just got out of the movie theater and I saw a new movie that I think won the box office last weekend, but I finally had a chance to go see The Fate of the Furious.
They're still on us. These guys are taking this personal.
You were only supposed to create a diversion, Roman.
That was complete destruction. What you want from me? I'm Roman Pierce, man. It's what I do. Phase 2. Phase 2? What's phase 2? Bounds away. Holy shit.
Now, if you guys haven't seen this already, basically this is the 8th movie in the Fast and the Furious franchise, and it's once again dealing with a lot of car driving and now espionage and kind of globe-trotting, crazy cyber terrorism type stuff. It's all over the place. And I mean, let's all remember that this franchise started with street racing back in 2001, and now it's this gigantic thing that it's all about crash, bang, vroom, vroom, which is the whole point of the movie. But we have all of the principal cast coming back, and this is, you know, it's got Vin Diesel and The Rock and Jason Statham and everybody and their mother in this movie, and it's a movie for sure. That is definitely a way to describe this one. The story basically revolves around Dom, who is played by Vin Diesel, is being roped into helping out a terrorist agency known as Cypher, and actually I think that's been brought up in previous movies in the franchise, but he's been roped into it and now he has to help them out and turn against his own team and his family and all of that crap. And Charlize Theron is the new villain in this movie. She is the one who's kind of pulling all the strings and all that, and it basically just turns into a way for everybody to have to kind of fight against one another and as they all try to save the world. Now, as I said, these movies have 100% transitioned from being movies about street racing to now borderline superhero movies. These things are ridiculous and over the top, and they are incredibly enjoyable, strangely enough. I went into this one knowing that it's gotten pretty good reviews, and I was expecting just kind of your normal standard fare as it comes to these movies, and I really enjoyed the last one, Furious 7, which came out in 2015. I went in, just expecting to have a nice little popcorn movie, and that's exactly what you're getting out of this one. And it's basically a glorified soap opera with a lot of car chases and explosions and things like that. And really, that's all that people are asking for from this franchise. And I went in just ready to scoff at the ridiculousness of everything, and I found myself really enjoying the movie, and that's kind of how it's been going with this franchise. The first couple, I mean, they're good, but not great. It was really about the 5th movie that they started getting good in terms of the action and all that. Is when they kind of had that shift towards the action and blow them up type style. Fate of the Furious it's good, it's fun, it's not going to be the most amazing thing in the world. I think that there are certain moments where the storyline definitely did take some twists and turns that I wasn't necessarily expecting, which is nice. I kind of went in assuming that I didn't really need to worry about the storyline, but I think there was actually some interesting things done with the story and the plot. It's very soap opera-ish, as I said, but I think that we actually get some decent little character developments and some interesting storylines here. Vin Diesel, I think, does one of his better performances because he does kind of have to play, not against type, he's still the same character the whole way through, but he's playing, kind of the seedier side, not seedier, but he's definitely a conflicted guy in the course of the movie because of the events of what are happening. And I think that the collaboration and the chemistry between The Rock and Jason Statham is great, and there's rumors going around right now that they're thinking about doing a spin-off movie for those two characters. I'd be first in line to see it, and The Rock is one of those guys where I feel like he's everywhere right now, and that's fine, he can totally do all of his stuff, but every time I think about him, I feel like I don't really need to see him in anything else, and then I watch him in a movie and I feel like he's the guy to do the job. He is fun, he's exciting, he's ridiculous, but he's over the top in the best way possible. And Jason Statham is someone that I will go and watch in every single thing that he ever does. Anybody who thinks that Jason Statham is not the best action star of our generation is wrong. Jason Statham is the bread and butter of this movie, and he has some of the best bits in the movie. So you got to give him credit where credit is due. Jason Statham steals the show in every single scene he's in, and rightfully so. He's great, and he is able to do the action, the comedy. He can be the badass, and he can drop the one-liners as good as anybody else. So it's good there. Charlize Theron does a great job as well. She's probably one of the best villains we've gotten out of this franchise so far, and I think that some of her dialogue is actually really well written, and I think that it benefits from that. I kind of went in thinking that this franchise didn't necessarily deserve her in a way, but I think at the end of it, when it's all said and done, she's a well-crafted villain, and I think that we actually get a little bit better of a storyline and a screenplay out of Furious 8, Fate of the Furious, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I think that it's better than some of the other previous movies, and, you know, that's not really saying a ton, but I think it's nice to see, because this is one of those movies that I would consider to be just one of those crowd pleasers. It doesn't necessarily, you know, it's the type of movie that prints money. You know, everybody's going to go see it. There's a lot of people out there, and it's going to appeal to a lot of different people. It's not really the type of movie I'm searching out all the time, but it does work, and I think that me saying that does say something, because this is not the type of movie that I would be gravitating towards. It's fun, it's exciting. There's some crazy shit that happens in these movies, and it's kind of ridiculous and over the top. And I mean, if anybody has ever wanted to see a Cold War era submarine burst out of the ice and throw a bunch of trucks into the air, this is the movie for you, and that's exactly what you're paying to go see. So if you guys haven't seen The Fate of the Furious, it's good to go check out in the theaters. I would go watch it in the theaters if you can, because there's a lot of spectacle to it, and it's just fun. It's a fun movie, and you can just turn your brain off and really enjoy it. So if you guys haven't checked it out, Fate of the Furious, out in theaters right now. Go check it out. This has been an instant reaction from the Sean Talks Movies podcast. If you guys are not already doing so, make sure you go follow all of our social media stuff. There's links in the description below. Also, be sure to check out our Patreon page. If you guys want to pledge to the Patreon to help with some of the costs of running the show and all of the YouTube stuff, please do so. There's some pretty cool rewards over there, so go check it out. And yeah, check out some of the other instant reaction videos on this channel as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back. I'm going to try and do these more often, as I say every single video, and then I don't do it. But I'm going to try and do these more often, so stay tuned. Hopefully I'll be getting more of these up in the future. And until then, I'm driving on the freeway right now, and I feel like I'm just going to floor it and get to, you know, 68 miles an hour instead of the 66 that I'm going right now, because I'm going to follow the rules, because I'm a good citizen. But Fate of the Furious makes me want to drive faster, right? Right? No? Okay. Bye-bye.
Oh, shit! We're gonna need a bigger truck!